This is the famous Jonker Street in Malacca.
Where is everybody?
We didn't know much about Malacca before we arrived,
We knew it was smaller than Kuala Lumpur and that it has a big history.
but we were pleasantly surprised during our month-long stay in Malacca. We even discovered the most affordable apartment yet.
Experienced a one-of-a-kind rotating theater that taught us about the local culture.
And most of all, we enjoyed ordinary things like Malaysian massage, a trip to the dentist, and tasting the local flavors.
We're so excited to show you. Wait, did you say the dentist? You know I don't like going to the dentist.
I'm Noelle.
And I'm Jonathan.
We're on a mission to live in 100 countries.
Ever wonder what would happen if you got rid of all your stuff and traveled around?
A few years ago, we would have said that was crazy or irresponsible.
But there's more than one way to travel.
Whether it's months in Colombia,
Or months in Romania.
weeks crossing oceans,
Slowly traveling the world.
we're writing our own story.
Everywhere we go, we meet amazing people.
This channel may not be for you, but we're inviting you to come along with us.
Because we're not just traveling.
Subscribe for free. It's been really great to live here in Kuala Lumpur. I can't believe a whole month has already gone by.
And now we're heading to Malacca by bus.
We made it to the station, the terminal in KL. So now we're gonna go find the ticket counters so we can get our physical tickets because we bought them online. And then we'll find where to get our bus at. Malacca is just south of Kuala Lumpur, and it's super easy to get to.
The bus terminal is big and well organized. All the ticket booths work together, so you can buy your ticket at any counter, no matter which bus company you're using. It's actually really convenient.
Tickets cost us about 15 ringgit per person. That's around $3.50 USD.
Oh, and we booked our tickets on One2Go Asia, by the way. We'll link the website in the description.
The luggage goes underneath the bus, and some of the buses are even double-decker. We arrived in Malacca really early, much earlier than we thought, so it's not a bad thing.
It was supposed to take more than 3 hours to get here, and we got here in a little over an hour and a half.
We've made it to Atlantis Residences. So far, it looks really good.
The elevator even has the number 4. More surprises.
Turn the lights on.
This place is so cool.
Let's take a look. Ooh, that is beautiful. I have to go right to the pool.
It's perfect for what we need.
Oh, wow.
Noelle really nailed it picking this one.
Nice. This is looking good.
I can't believe the price was under $800 a month.
This Airbnb comes with a gym and a beautiful pool.
Let's go to the pool.
The pool feels like a little oasis, just gorgeous to look at. And I love that we can see it right from our apartment.
It feels so luxurious having access to this. Definitely a highlight of living here. We also explored the other floors, and you can even go up on the roof. There's a skybridge that connects the 2 towers. It kind of reminds us of the Petronas Towers in KL.
And check this out. You can even see the ocean from up here.
Okay, it's not the most picturesque ocean view, but it's the famous Strait of Malacca. It's part of the Maritime Silk Road. We'll tell you more about that later. It's funny that these sidewalks that they have are just built over the waterways. Like, they're not sidewalks, they're just things built over the waterways.
Wow.
This may sound unbelievable, but since being in Malaysia, what we've loved most are the ordinary things we've experienced just by living here. We love seeing everything, even the small details most people would probably skip over.
Like they have both squat toilets and European-style toilets. I'm gonna save that adventure for another time.
And the grocery stores. We love the grocery stores in Malaysia, especially here in Malacca. There's so much variety. Look at all these dried little fish.
Wow, they have so much fish. We don't usually eat a lot of fish, but maybe that'll change. These look really fresh, heads and everything. Some of them are still twitching. Look at this stingray. And this fast food place is called Mary Brown. I'm buying their food just because they have such a beautiful name.
It even has porch swings to eat on. How unique is that?
Reminds me of a certain place in America. They had a porch swing too.
But swings inside a fast food restaurant? That's such a fun twist. Malacca is renowned for its colonial history, and today we're going to see it with our own two eyes. So let's go!
How's the weather today?
Oh yeah, the weather today is really nice. It's like you walk outside and there's this nice light breeze. It's very warm, but not too hot, especially in the shade, you know, like this. It's like perfect. I love warm weather way more than cold weather, so this is nice.
Maybe the most photographed place in Malacca is Dutch Square. We hadn't even reached it yet, but we were already seeing red and white painted buildings. They look like they might be schools now.
We've made it to the gate, A Famosa gate, the famous gate. Very old, very historic. This is a historic center here, so let's see what we can find. There's also all these white tents that are set up all along here, and they have lots of things you can buy. All sorts of things, clothes and souvenirs and lots of little things. At the base of this big hill is A Famosa Fort, built by the Portuguese in 1511. That's more than 500 years ago.
And yes, you heard that right. The Portuguese.
Up the hill is St. Paul's Church, and the whole vibe just changed. It went from busy city to stillness.
As soon as we walked up the hill, the contrast literally made us stop and take it all in.
Look at this nice big rock. Beautiful.
Exploring the ruins of the church was also really cool.
We're inside St. Paul's Church.
Dutch Square.
And now we've made it to Dutch Square. It's just a short walk away from St. Paul's. There's this fountain with big fans nearby that do a surprisingly good job cooling you down.
Thankfully, today actually isn't too hot.
Look at these bikes. Hello Kitty and Pokemon themed trishaws. Those look really popular with the tourists.
There's a lovely river here too, the Malacca River, and you can take a little river cruise.
Plus, there are some really nice restaurants lining the riverbanks.
This whole downtown area is great for wandering around and just getting a little lost between the historic houses.
The famous street everyone talks about? That's called Jonker Street.
But during the day, there's no one here. It's also Ramadan right now, so that might be part of it.
We're definitely going to have to come back at night.
Wow, this is turning into a really long video.
Look at this guy, the father of bodybuilders in Malaysia.
There's this Nyonya restaurant right off Jonker Street, and this meal was honestly a highlight of our whole time in Malacca. We had such a great experience here, and we learned a lot about Malacca's culture from our server. Isn't it amazing how much you can learn about a place through its food?
Go to soak for 2 days, then go to scrub.
Nyonya restaurant. Nyonya.
The restaurant is called Nyonya, and it's a family-run spot.
Our server told us that Nyonya means Chinese Malaysian, someone of mixed Chinese and Malay heritage. It refers to a whole community here that blends both cultures. It's part of what makes Malacca feel like its own country. Our server told us she was Nyonya herself, and that they have their own traditions, language, fashion, and of course, food.
I ordered the buah keluak, and it might be one of the most unique dishes in the world.
Our server explained how special it is. The dish centers around this black nut called buah keluak, which contains lethal levels of cyanide and has to be prepared carefully over several days. It's toxic when raw, so making it safe to eat takes a lot of time and skill.
She even called it ambrosia and nectar of the gods.
Its flavor is totally unlike anything else. Some people compare it to a mix of black truffle, dark chocolate, and black olives.
I thought it was absolutely delicious.
They say it's an acquired taste, but it tastes really good. I think it tastes good. Let's see what it tastes like just by itself.
Yeah, what's it taste like?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yum.
Like nutty?
It does have a nutty flavor, but it's indescribable. You have to taste it in order to know what it tastes like.
Not like any nut you've ever had before.
No. It's very unique. Very unique.
Very cool. You use a tiny spoon to scrape out the pitch black insides. It's rich, earthy, and fun to scoop out. The culture in Malacca is so varied. Portuguese, Dutch, British, Chinese, Malay, and more. And maybe the most important part of the city's history is its location. This place used to be one of the most important stops on the maritime Silk Road. In fact, the entire city is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
It sits right on the Strait of Malacca, once the most important shipping route in the world, and even today it's still one of the busiest. About a quarter of the world's traded goods pass through this narrow stretch of water that connects the Indian Ocean and Pacific Ocean.
At its narrowest point, near Singapore, it's less than 2 miles wide.
We made it back just in time for Jonker Street at night.
And it's completely different at night. So many people are here. We are walking to get something called popia.
What is popia?
We actually don't know yet. We've never had it. But some of our friends in Kuala Lumpur recommended this place specifically. They said anytime they were close by, they would stop and get some popia from here.
And we walked all the way over here. We pre-ordered them a couple days ago.
It's like $2.50 for 2 of these full popias.
They were already made for us. We just came and got them, and they were just making them fresh right then and there. It was really cool.
Walking back, we decided to make a pit stop at Domino's to get some Cinesticks. No pizza, just popia and Cinesticks.
We might be the first people to try these two things together.
Oh my goodness. Okay, look at that. Seems like wrapped up in some sort of something. See, it's like very thin.
Popia paper or wrap.
Popia wrap, something like that. Should I take a bite?
Yeah, what's in it? I think there's a lot of different types of popia, or popias, or whatever, but this one was really good. People say this is the best one they've had. So.
Very flavorful. I cannot believe this is only, what, 5 ringgit? 5 and 5, that's 10. Which is like $2.50 US.
Okay, what's that? What is in there?
I do not know. I mean, I can see that there's lettuce in there. There's this, these noodle things, square noodles. It tastes like there's some eggs in here.
Oh yeah, I think there's eggs, and I think there's pork lard. If I've read things about it, I think.
There's something crunchy in there.
Does it taste like anything you've had before?
No, I don't think I can say it does. But it is kind of sweet. It is good. It's delicious.
Oh yeah, I think I saw in some reviews that this one's a little sweeter than other ones. I don't know why.
It's like almost like sweet and sour, like sweetness, like sweet pork.
Still savory, sweet and savory, kind of. Cool. I'm excited to try. My turn.
Yum.
It's got this. Oh, that's good.
Where are we going today?
We are walking to the Encore Theater here in Malacca. It has the largest or longest stage in Southeast Asia. It's like a 360 stage around, so the people are in the middle. I don't know, it'll be cool. We'll go to a show.
We're super excited. I can't wait to see what it's like.
Berhenti must mean stop. Look at that. It's got like a fish scale exterior and it lights up at night, so yeah, we'll see.
It didn't look that far from Atlantis Residences. But in the middle of the day, walking for 45 minutes, that was a bit much.
I'm super sweaty. I'm sweating all over.
Dripping.
I'm dripping in sweat.
Good thing we're going into the theater.
We thought zone C3 was only for VIPs, but apparently that's just the front row, so we got really good seats.
Yay, let's go. Right in the middle. Supposedly, this theater rotates 360 degrees, but we're not exactly sure what that means.
We're right behind the VIP seats. So let's take a peek at what they look like.
Jika anda memerlukan bantuan perubatan atau panduan ke tandas, sila hubungi mana-mana kaki tangan.
So that was a really cool experience. And we found out that the seats, or like the middle section, does rotate. It rotates around. So there's multiple stages, and wow, it was really cool. It was unlike anything I'd ever seen before. There was lots of dancing, and there was a mix of acting and dancing, and lots of special effects, for sure. And at one time, they even came into the audience and gave us little candies for the wedding, I guess, which I have in my mouth. It tastes pretty interesting.
Yeah, and it was about the history of Malacca.
Yeah, it was all about Malacca, really getting us hyped up for Malacca. And they even said they're like hoping that people will stay at least one night in Malacca and stay longer. And we're like, well, we're here for a whole month.
Yeah. It was a very cultural experience too. It was really cool to see the culture and the history of this area and all that's happened throughout the time. It was really shown, you know, through a production, and it was worth going to. It was worth seeing that. It was very unique. You know, we wouldn't have gotten that kind of perspective just by walking around and seeing the town. So this was really cool.
So I just remembered some other things that were really cool. Like, so the theater moved, but like at the beginning we didn't even notice. It was so smooth that we were like, wait a second, did we move? And then sure enough, we saw that the ceiling was like moving, you know, and we're like, oh, and that's how we figured out that it was moving, because it was so smooth. You didn't even know that the whole stage, the stage wasn't moving, but our seats were rotating. It was really cool. The water scene. Oh yeah, they even had a water scene where people were all wet and having a water fight, and they were in water, and there was waterfalls. I was like, whoa, that was crazy. I've never seen that before. It was so interesting. So many different things going on. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Splashing around.
Splashing, yeah. They were splashing each other, having a water fight, it looked like.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It's that time again to get a haircut. Cutting hair is a pretty international skill.
Some people go to the same barber every time they need a trim.
But honestly, you can get a haircut pretty much anywhere in the world. So why not get one here in Malaysia?
And it only costs 25 ringgit. That's like $6 US.
Can someone comment what a haircut costs in your city?
I just got my haircut in Malaysia. Wow, a Malaysian haircut from a real Malaysian.
Yeah, do a little spin. Looks so nice.
How's it look? He didn't trim my beard. I asked him not to touch my beard.
Of course,
So,
you can trim it yourself.
I'll trim it myself.
Looks good though. This is called chendol. It's kind of like shaved ice.
I got the traditional flavor. It has red beans and these green noodles.
So it looks like there might be beans here. Yeah, black beans. So it was more like a palm sugar, I guess. We got coconut milk, palm sugar, black beans. They're pretty sweet. And then
Like tapioca or rice?
the tapioca noodles.
Yeah.
Yep, that was chendol, traditional chendol.
Very interesting, and it was an acquired taste. Like, it's something that we're not used to.
Yeah, the more you eat it, I think the better it is.
Yeah.
I just we're not used to eating beans as a dessert.
Oh.
Who would have thought?
We also got some clay pot chicken. We really like this local food court area. It's like a covered parking lot, and it's kind of cool.
It's really cool. I like that there's a lot of different types of food options, and it's all just like this covered, like outdoor feel whole place. It's really nice. Going to get a massage. We're going to check out a few different places and see which one looks the best. There are a lot of massage places around here, so we're just going to walk in and scope one out.
Some places require a reservation, but we found a nice one that says reflexology massage.
Though apparently, reflexology can also just mean a regular foot massage.
We paid 75 ringgit per person. That's about $18 for a 90-minute massage.
That was such a great massage.
Well, that was fun. Never know what you're gonna get. It was good.
I heard someone burping over by you.
Yeah, my sis was like burping, coughing, sniffling, but a lot of burps. That's whatever.
That's funny.
It was a nice massage.
Let's go get our ginger drink.
Oh yeah.
We just got out of our massage and it was a great experience. It was an hour and a half massage and we got to focus on the feet. So I really wanted to see what they would do with the feet, because I see a lot of signs that say reflexology, so I was wondering, but I guess it's just a foot massage. So it was an hour and a half and very relaxing. They gave a head massage too, and we got ginger tea at the end, and it was actually a couples massage, so it was side by side. We had two people in the room. It was a private room, so that was really good.
Are
you ready?
Yes, we're going to the dentist.
Are you excited?
Yeah. I mean, I've been to the dentist outside of the US already before. I went in Medellin, Colombia, and I was kind of cleaning. It was really nice, pretty simple and easy, and much more affordable than in the US. And so, yeah, I'm a little nervous, maybe because I haven't been for a year. So, oh well, I keep my teeth clean, so I think it's okay. We'll see. What about you?
I'm really nervous. I haven't been to the dentist for a while and I hate the dentist. So hopefully it goes well and smoothly. I have pretty good teeth.
Yeah, you haven't been outside of the US.
Oh yeah, I've never been to a dentist outside the US. So, you know, that's kind of a scary thing, but why should it be? Everyone goes to the dentist, right?
Yeah.
So
I think it'll be a good experience.
yeah.
I don't like the dentist, but so far, so good.
We each paid 200 ringgit for a dental cleaning and air polishing.
They charged us a little extra because we didn't bring our lip protectors. I didn't know we needed them.
We didn't have any.
Well, now we have them.
We're not going to keep these.
What'd you think?
Oh, it was a great experience. I think it was better, like probably the best cleaning I've ever had. And it was very simple, easy. The dentist she was very nice and she explained everything really well. And I loved just communicating with her. She spoke great English to me, and I don't know, it was a good experience. And then I watched Jonathan get his done, and it was great.
Your teeth look really good in the camera, actually.
Thank you.
Did you have any cavities?
No cavities. And they also had this like lip protector thing that they put around to protect my lips. It's like this. This is mine. They gave it to me. Anyway, this covered and protected my lips, and they say you can bring it back when you get your teeth cleaned next time, or any other dentist. And you just put it around, and it kind of like opens your mouth up and shows your teeth and protects your lips. I've never had that before, and it was a great addition.
It was so fast, and I got my teeth cleaned too. We got the cleaning and the air polishing, and I was only 200 ringgit per person, so that's like $50 less than. And so I thought that was a pretty good value for what we got, and no cavities. It's very funny because it's been more than 2 years since I've been to the dentist last, and I didn't have any cavities. It's crazy because the last time this happened, that I went 2 years, I was living in Colombia, and I went back to the dentist. I didn't have any cavities, after living outside of the United States for 2 years, and then 6 months of living in the United States, I had like 5 cavities. So I don't know, it's a kind of an anecdotal story, but something to that maybe. Why do I have cavities after 6 months in the US and then after years of living outside of the US, no cavities?
It's not a bad thing.
That's good.
Yeah.
Where are we heading, Noelle?
We are walking to the Portuguese settlement area here in Malacca.
But we're not going during the high busy time of the weekend. We're going during low tide to see one of the many wonders of the world, the fish.
I hope we find some. These fish are pretty unusual. They spend most of their life out of the water and apparently walk around using their fins.
It's weird that these houses are just built like literally right across the street from the Portuguese settlement.
This whole thing is.
I can see some fish tracks there, so I know they're around. I've never seen anything like this. These fish are leaving tracks, fin prints.
Oh my goodness, there's one! Amazing! And we're the only ones here to witness this.
It's not like they ran out of water. There's plenty of water around, but they're crawling out of it, literally taking a walk.
These fish are the weirdest thing. They're actually hopping and walking around. Using their fins, they crawl, lift themselves up, and scoot.
And look at their eyes. They're right on top of their heads and facing forward. That's so strange.
I'm so glad we got to see that. That's it.
Living here was affordable
Full of surprises.
and unexpectedly luxurious.
If you liked this video, hit the like button.